Beavers. This actually almost wiped out the beaver in North America because they were making, they were using it to make felt hats, top hats back then, and everybody had to have a beaver felt top hat back in the early 1900s, late 1800s, I guess. And they pounded the beaver so hard, they don't snap back that quick when there's a big demand for it. And they almost wiped them out, and what saved the beaver, matter of fact, what saved them is a change in fashion. All of a sudden, the women and whatever, they started using feathers and stuff instead of using the felt to make the beaver hats. So in fashion was a feather hat instead of the beaver felt hats. And that probably saved the beaver from going almost extinct. Right now, we're overloaded. Matter of fact, they had an expression that came from that. And it's literally, this is it. You can Google this, Amanda. The tanneries and stuff that made the hats, the manufacturing the hat places, they were using pretty toxic chemicals back then. I don't know if it's formaldehyde or what, but it wasn't like now. It was, you know, the safety concerns weren't there like they are today. And this is actually the guys that made the hats and worked in the felt hatteries, I guess you would call them. The term Mad Hatters. This is the thing, maybe she likes to Google my background. The Mad Hatter thing happened then, Mad Hatter disease, and that was from working with the chemicals. And these hatters didn't last long working in these plants because of the safety concerns, and they went crazy with Mad Hatter disease from the chemicals.
Maybe that's what's the matter with you.
Well, maybe that is what's the matter with me, but I actually went downhill as soon as I married your mother. So I would have to say marrying your mother gave me the Mad Hatter disease. Yeah, let's not show this to her. Hey, and check this out. I don't know if you caught the big meth video up there that we found in the woods, but I doubt it was them. It was probably something else. But you can tell the life story of this beaver. Now, this beaver here had 4 or 5 buckshots or turkey loads or some such thing wedged in him right there where somebody tried to kill him, and they weren't successful. Beaver's a tough animal, but they have a tough life. Somebody wants them dead, they whatever, and you know, that's where he come from. He came from that thing. And they may have Mad Hatter there too, but they might have shot that beaver with buckshot, or maybe somebody else did. Who knows? But we like to use them instead of that, so they're going for that. There's a good demand for them now for making the cowboy hats. Yahoo! Woohoo! Right up, cowboy! And I might as well show this too. If you want the best for your muskrats, granted, I think they only bought like $3 at this last sale, but I love muskrats. They're the easiest one to handle. It's a kid, the Trapper's Meal Ticket. I think it was Nick Wansky wrote that book. The Trapper's Meal Ticket. This is what pays for his gas and his bills all the while. But unfortunately, now they're worth $3. And when I was a kid, 50 years ago, they were worth $6. So how screwed up is that? But if you want the most for your muskrats, you put them on wood. Now, these are all on wire, you'll say, and yeah, it's just so much quicker. They're on a wire stretcher. Always use a clothespin, because if you don't use this, you'll lose an inch right here. So pin that nose down and you'll get an extra inch, which is a grade. And sometimes that grade difference is $5-6. But this way, you get the most for your muskrat lengthwise. And you can also pin the hole up. When you use a wire stretcher, if you got a little rip or hole, it opens up like a quarter. So this does the best job. And in New York State, we have, through NAFA, and now for harvesters, I've got more top lots on muskrats than any of my other fur. We have the best, some of the best muskrats in North America. And that mostly is, especially in the habitat areas like Hudson River and stuff where there's a lot of feed. Montezuma Swamp and those places, down to Mohawk. But those spots have some of the best muskrats in North America. I've got more top lots on muskrats than any of the other fur, all the other fur put together. We have gray foxes that are real good, and the reason on both of those issues is the gray foxes don't go a lot farther north than here, so they're very good. They don't have them in Canada, so we have them. This is about as far north as they go, and our gray foxes are really good. I've got top lots on those, and the same kind of deal with the muskrats. The muskrats, when you get farther north than around mid-state here, Champlain's got some nice ones too. But when you get farther north, like in Maine and Canada and stuff, the life is hard. Life is much harder. They don't have the feed, and they have colder weather. So they have 4 or 5 months in a muskrat hut trying to eke out a living. And if you watch I imagine all you guys probably watch the Alaskan shows and stuff like that once in a while. And they have muskrats a lot on there, and you'll notice, boy, they're not huge. These are big muskrats. They go right almost to the end of the board. And that's because life is tough in the North Country. It's a long, hard winter. An extra 2 or 3 months. This year, we didn't even have a winter. We didn't even freeze. So they had it very easily. So that's why our muskrats are good. And they're a lot easier to carry than those stupid 50-pound beavers. So I hope you enjoyed these videos. We're going to do some more next year. I enjoyed doing them. It kind of makes it a little more worthwhile to drag my daughter around and do some videos. And why not, for the young guys or the old guys that aren't trappers, let's teach them how to trap in case they want to. I know there's a lot of work involved and you're not going to get rich, but let's show them what you can do with the products. Keep these animals under control without wasting them. It's a big deal. So, it's a point. And there's a few of the young people I know that will like this, just like the ones that like to bow hunt, musket hunt, everything. So we'll stay in touch with this, and I hope you enjoyed them, and we're going to have more next year. And if you like the crazy ones, go on my Facebook page under Country Pets. And I was just informed by my daughter that her boyfriend is not going to be allowed to perform with me with a diaper. I think this is a great idea. I wear a black diaper, he wears a white diaper, we're performing in a nursing home. I'm going to keep working on this. I think this is a great idea, but she's got a no-go, so I'm going to have to cough up some cash to get her to do it. She said, "You're not going to let me," but we'll see. So stay tuned on those, and we'll see you next year on the Trap